Hello guys and welcome to my new video. This one will be a bit different and it will be full of salt. There will be so much salt. There will be spilled milk. There will be broken glass. There will be sour grapes and everything. Because of this page, HackerRank. So, some time ago, I was looking at the most common, the most used web page for developers. If you don't know, Stack Overflow. And I had a nice position there, which I decided to apply for, even though I'm kind of okay with my current position. Why not try something different? And they basically sent me a test to do. Foolishly, I didn't ask what is it about. I just clicked the link and I started to code the test. As you can guess, the page was this one, HackerRank, and I would say my experience with it was really, really horrible. And as you can say, because I'm so salty, it's also because I was not hired. So yeah, so you can take it as me being too salty about not being hired in a company. So um, what I didn't know, and I'm not sure whether that's standard with HackerRank, but they got like this IDE, sort of web-based, where you are supposed to do your coding, or you can probably use a Visual Studio as I do, open it up, do some coding, and then paste the code and try to run and see whether it's okay or not. Uh, what was wrong with that whole experience was I'm not sure whether it's a HackerRank or the company that was trying to do the test, but it took me about 7 hours to complete. And either I'm such a bad coder or these guys are completely nuts. So uh, it took me half a Saturday, well, Saturday evening, and then Sunday morning to complete. So it was about 7 hours. So I don't know who designed this test, but yes, guys, yeah, that's the way how to do it. And if you go by that, so what happened then? So basically, I did it over the weekend, so nobody was in that company's office. Monday morning, like 9:05, I get an email from the HR person saying we have reviewed your we have reviewed your code and you failed, basically. So I was a bit like, really? You reviewed my code in 5 minutes? And so I asked a bit more, and then the HR person basically sent me the, the test results, which confirm why I failed, which is fine. Like, I don't mind. But what it means that the company spent like 5 minutes. Now, if you are one of these big companies and you must save yourself this time, so basically not interact with the developers that do the test, I highly recommend this site. You will distance yourself from your potential candidates like so much. It's almost like a young girl that distanced itself from like these old bums, basically. So she sent me this, and so basically the only important number was this one. I don't know what the number was supposed to be, but as I said, I'm a really poor programmer, basically to complete the test. And for me, the important thing was this one. So as you can imagine, this is about 7 hours, 7.5 hours. And I can tell you that if the company says real world scenarios, Nah, they're lying completely. Uh, so the scenarios were ridiculous. Um, so what I've encountered with this was going from the small things, which I found really wrong or small, slightly annoying at the beginning was I was using Visual Studio 2019 because it has better compiling, whatever I'm used to do work in it. The web IDE was like not really that useful. Um, what happened was the HackerRank uses .NET 4.7.2, or you can choose Mono, some old version. So basically, some of the stuff that I was able to compile at .NET Core was unusable, so it had to be redone just for them. Uh, the other thing that was kind of funny about this was basically um, they asked me some questions which were not C# related at all. They were asking me some Java and C++. Again, not sure whether it's a hacker hang on the company, even though the position was C#. Um, very strange. What can I say? Uh, the main problem that I found was basically the instructions were like really unclear. And when they say real world scenarios, I would say like like these scenarios were so invented, like it was almost unbelievable. Um, so the best the best thing about this was basically they tell you like these tests, there is a score, and this is based on some tests which they run on some unit tests. Now they they basically hide like 90% of the tests from you and show you some of them, so you can have some basic capability. But uh, I would say I failed most of these because most of these. Yeah, hopefully you can see my cursor. Yeah, you can see my cursor. But you cannot see the page fully. Hey, okay, let me resize. So basically I failed because this scenario, which was like really realistic, had bad instructions, which were like, I don't know what you are trying to get at here. So I had to run through unit test to basically figure out, like reverse engineer what the assignment was about. But not all of the unit tests were, of course, visible. So there you go. And the sour grapes are here, like they were growing and growing. Yeah. So basically, I spent like so much time, and the company just in 5 minutes just go, yes, bam, bye bye. Um, so from my perspective, this was like the one of the biggest wastes of my time in my company, which is much smaller compared to this one that I was doing it. Uh, we would never do this kind of thing. I would be completely against that. Like uh, trying to do this kind of thing is like ridiculous. 7 hour assignments, waste of everyone's time. Luckily for the company, they didn't have to look at anything. Um, so, so I would say if you encounter this, ask the HR person or whoever is doing it, how long is the expected time? From my perspective, if company asks me to do HackerRank, I will reject them straight away because it's a waste of time. It just shows that the company doesn't really care. It just wants like mass process candidates, doesn't vet them at all. Um, yeah. So if you want to be like a senior guy and basically you counter this, that means that the company doesn't really care. Like it's not for you. You cannot make your mark there, probably most likely. And it's like the relationship between you and them will be like you're the cock in a machine, just do your job and don't care about it. at all. So yeah, I mean, if they give you some assignment, we are sending some document. You can ask us any question about this. It is pretty simple, pretty clear. Usually have a look at mm, the code for about 15-20 minutes because the assignment it's very simple. If you screw it up or you know I can immediately know that it's wrong. If it is like mid-level slash senior, I'll definitely invite you and we can have a talk about this. And if you explain to me what your solution we are thinking, etc., you might come up like, yes, you're a good candidate. In this way, forget it. And yeah, 7 hours. Come on, guys. Uh, yeah, uh, guys in Amsterdam, biggest option traders. You owe me like 1 day of work. If I ever come to Amsterdam, I might collect. And for rest of you guys, if you are seniors, avoid. If you're mid, juniors, trying to get into like big companies, trying to learn stuff, yeah, probably go for it. But if it's 7 hours, avoid it. I would go like 2 hours max, 3 hours max, uh, and spend your time better on other activities like going to gym, ride a motorbike, learn smart contracts. Come on, the crypto is coming up. It's much better time to than trying to get into like a huge finance company which doesn't really care about you. That's it for me, guys. Um, put your comments down, subscribe, like, yeah, you know the drill. So, and have a nice day. See ya.